Steve Shook's the one, I believe, that sent this to me while I was out for a while and visiting my brothers in Florida. Luke Fickell and Cincinnati over the weekend received 8 commitments during one of their big weekends. It pops them up, and again, it's early, but it pops them all the way up into the top 5 nationally in the 247 Sports rankings. And we know Texas Tech's number 2, Notre Dame, I think, is 1, and there's some others, but they had themselves a great weekend. And you know, not only because of what they did last year, being in the college football semifinals, but also the fact that they can now say we're going to be a part of a Power 5 conference has a lot to do with that as well as Cincinnati, UCF, Brigham Young, and also Houston will join the Big 12 in about a year. Yeah. So that's going on as well.
Yeah. Also, though, those rankings, the schools that have the most commitments are the ones who are higher up. Now, granted,
at least on 247, the way that that's done is you do get a higher weight because of just the number of those guys. Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's not like Cincinnati is now out there getting 2-star guys anymore. I mean, they're pulling in some talent.
No, I mean, it's definitely a sign that their recruiting has ticked up. They would never flirt with the top 5. It's the same thing with Texas Tech. I mean, you can say, well, it's the size of the class or it's the, whatever, but, I mean, they're not ever flirting with that spot. So, I mean, yeah, you give it up to Luke Fickell and you give it up to Joey McGuire, but, of course, you also have to say, okay, well, where do they land ultimately? And once Alabama gets about 10 more commits and Ohio State gets 10 more and everybody else kind of evens out, then that'll change a little bit, but Tech could still end up a top 20, 25. That would be a miraculous, I think, finish for them in year number 1. And I don't know where Cincinnati ends up, but if they can hang around the top 25, then that's fantastic work by them as well. So that's great news. But, yeah, the rankings are not exactly telling the whole tale, but they do tell enough of it to know that Cincinnati and Tech are doing very well for themselves at the moment.